Hey Landon, have you noticed that since the 1980s we've gone from just basic on-off to multiple power states? What's the purpose?
Well, starting back to the 80s as you start with, on and off is all you really had. There wasn't much of a loading or boot process. You go into the 90s where you start getting into your sleep states, your power down, throttle back. They expected you to kind of 90 step away from your work for a second, so you needed to possibly throttle back your processor, save energy, because that's where the going green came from in the 90s. And then now you look into it, and we have everything from a hibernate to a fast boot to a sleep to a, what's the one for Mac?
Power napping.
Power
Kinda like
napping.
Our buddy Snorlax here.
Yeah.
Take a power nap. The funny piece about power nap compared to other power states is that it actually still allows like mail and a couple other data apps to actually still be syncing data while this thing's in a hybrid sleep mode.
Yeah, how about that? So you go from your standard off with the fast boot, where now you're caching some of that stuff, so you're not truly off, to a power nap, where
Right.
you're still working while you're sleeping. So yes,
And essentially every OS has it, right? Every OS has some form of the four basic power states of the shutdown, the restart, the sleep, and the hibernate. They may name it differently.
they
They
do.
all got it.
They definitely do name. I mean, Mac, heaven forbid, they want to use the exact same term.
No.
They have to change it slightly. But yeah, so if
Branding.
you go into the basics of what they are. On is as simple as it is. You push the on button, you turn it on, power is coming
Well,
on.
It used to be. It used to be until the advent of fast boot. On and off typically meant, hey, by the way, when I shut it down and I turn it on, I am getting a clean startup. And now that's not the case anymore.
So you got your fast boot, as they call it. Why is it a fast boot?
Because it's actually a form of sleep and hibernate working together, where it's actually writing that data to a save state on your drive and then pulling that data back when you turn the system back on. It's writing that system kernel data. It's writing some of the apps that you might have open and bringing it back.
Yep, everything got open. It's saving it, which is why people originally went to sleep. They were thinking, oh, if I just go to sleep, when I come back to my computer, hit the space bar, hit the enter bar, all my work is saved. It's still open. It's right there. I don't have to waste any time.
But there's a danger to that. And the danger is sleep. It's basically caching it still in the memory and just
Power loss.
performing vampire power, much like your coffee maker, waiting to turn on and start your coffee in the morning. It's drawing power to keep memory alive, and if the power loses,
Yep, you lose
loss.
your info.
So along came hibernate.
And yep, that's where they went from sleep, where you weren't safe, to hibernate, where you are safe. And they took it that one step further. They're like, whoa, maybe you're not going to come back for a while. Maybe you're moving your stuff around. Maybe it's a laptop. And that's when you saw a lot of these changes come about, was with the laptops. In the later 2000s, especially now in the newer era, like laptops is everything.
It's huge.
Schools, works, offices, like everybody carries their work with them everywhere. Desktops aren't near as popular. Even though I'm a huge desktop fan, I can't move away from a desktop. Laptops are taking over, and that's when that fast boot really came. Is now they're like, well, why would
They wanted to get away from hibernate.
Yeah.
Hibernate, though it stored your data on the drive, it was still slow in the fact that the more memory you had, the more data it had to restore. There was still that boot time. They couldn't get around that until fast boot.
Until fast boot. Now you completely cache it. You put it in the non-volatile memory, and now you can completely shut it off. So now if your battery does die, you're actually saved. It's all written now.
It's essentially a hybrid between that sleep and hibernate state, where it's actually utilizing a little bit of both. It of course complicates things when you're taking, you think you're shutting down, you're getting a clean shutdown. You're really not. The nowadays method, of course, is restarting.
Windows 11 makes it your default now. So without even knowing it, if you have a new Windows 11 machine, you're automatically in fast boot. Windows has decided for you that that's what you want. You want the speed. You want the performance. They're not thinking about anything else.
They're not taking into account that, hey, by the way, if you need to clear out some of that cache and cache data in that memory, you're going to have to do a restart. You're not going to do the traditional shutdown. And I don't know that the marketing from their standpoint was good enough to point that out to everybody.
Now, I'd say for the standard user, fast boot's what they're looking for. How quick can you turn on? How quick can I get back to work? So, I mean, if you run into an issue, you're going to call your tech support or your geek squads or whoever you got out there, and they're going to go through and show you how to get into it, or you can even Google how to turn off your fast boot. I've noticed with some of the newer processors and the newer RAMs, all the new DDR5 stuff, solid states, fast boot's not that much more. I mean, you're talking a few seconds.
Yeah, a few seconds from being off status to being back up and running again. The fun fact of the day for you guys is with vampire power and where fast boot and sleep and just devices in general, there's about $19 billion worth of profit lost throughout where people are paying for electricity.
Electricity wasted with a sleep and vampire mode. Yep.
Yeah.
Things you're not even thinking about when it's just sitting there. You assume it's off in a low power state, but yeah, it's still drawing its power, still drawing.
So, yeah. If you guys got questions on any other features or that within Windows or Mac, just let us know in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, and follow us for next time.
See you next time.